Hello, I'm Norman Weinstein, chef instructor at the Institute of Culinary Education, where I specialize in teaching knife skills. Honing is a process that you're going to use every day using the steel to realign the edge of your knife. But eventually, the teeth that are at the edge of your knife start to wear down and break off, and your knife may end up with a completely blunt edge like that. At this point, your knife is useless. So it has to be sharpened, and sharpening is a process by which you grind off some metal from each side of the blade to reestablish a new edge. You should try as much as possible to reestablish the edge that the manufacturer put on the knife, and that's usually 20 degrees. This is a Japanese water stone, which is what I use to sharpen my knives. It's resting in water. It has to be wet when you use it. You have to maintain the moisture on the surface of it as you use it. It's two-sided. It comes with two different kinds of grits, 1,000 and 3,000. Now, the lower the number on the grit, the more coarse the stone is. As the numbers get higher, that stone gets finer, and they can go up to 8,000. This happens to be, for most Western knives, quite sufficient. It's a 1,000 grit on one side, a 3,000 grit on the other side. So I'm going to take this out of the water, and it very clearly says which is which, so you can't make a mistake here. 1,000, 3,000. I'm going to place it on a moist towel. Now, just the top side of the towel is moist. That's to keep this from moving. The bevel of the knife that you probably are using is 20 degrees, so that's the bevel you want to reestablish as you're sharpening. You're going to sharpen both sides. I'm sharpening the top side, which is the logo side. And here's what you do. You put your thumb here and your index finger here. You angle the knife at about 5 o'clock, and it should be about half a fingernail length up like this. That would be about your 20 degree. You don't want it too low. You want it about maybe 1/4 of an inch up like that. Sharpening takes place under your fingers, so do not put them here. Put them right near the edge of the blade. To sharpen the top side, you're going to push the knife forward, and then as you come back with pressure on the forward stroke, lighter on the back stroke, and as you come back, you're going to move your fingers back so that you really want to sharpen this whole edge under your fingers. So I'll do one stroke, come back lightly, push forward, more pressure, come back, push forward, come back, push forward, come back. Don't try for speed. The most important thing in this process is keeping the angle. And 5 or 6 times. So let me do that one more time, and let me add a little more moisture to the stone. You need to keep this wet. So notice I'm doing it a little bit faster than last time, but you really don't need speed on this. Now you see this gray matter that's on the top of the stone? That's metal that you're grinding off the edge of your knife. So I want you to be very clear that sharpening is a process that you want to minimize. You only do it when absolutely necessary. When honing no longer works, that's when you need to sharpen your knife. Now we're going to turn this around. So we reverse this now. Notice where the fingers are. And not only do you reverse the fingers, you actually reverse the direction. This is going to be a pull, and as I work this, I'm also going to angle the knife. So let's watch carefully. Fingers established here. You're going to pull the knife down. Lighten up on the forward stroke. Pull it back, angle it, lighten up. So here the pressure is on the pull. You lighten up on the push. And notice the angle change. That's how you do the 1,000 grit. You do exactly the same thing when you turn the stone around. That's your finer grit. So let's get this a little wet. We'll start on the top side as we did before. Put your fingers here, establish your angle. You can tell immediately if you're doing it incorrectly. If the knife is flat against the stone and I run my finger along here, I can almost feel that edge, so I lift it at least enough so my finger runs smoothly off the edge of the knife onto the stone. And this is going to be a push. And again, about a 5 o'clock angle, 30-degree angle from the edge of the stone. Push on the pull, bring your fingers back, That puts a nice polish on your edge. Accuracy at this point is more important with speed. An expert can do this in the blink of an eye, but you need time to establish your rhythm, the position of the knife, the position of your fingers, right? And that's what's coming off your knife. So this is not a process you want to do every day. Otherwise, this will become a very, very nice carving knife. So you've sharpened your knife, you put a new edge on it. Now you need to hone it. That's the final step in this process.